for those that didn't know, I was suffering with anxiety, and I thought it was something I was feeling when in reality it was a dysregulated nervous system. The reason I knew that, I was on beta blockers to help my breathing. I always felt like I was starved for oxygen, is the term. And it was only when I was in Costa Rica with my now ex that I was shirtless. She asked me to sit down and I was breathing, and she went, "Why are you breathing into your chest?" I went, "What do you mean?" She went, "Why are you breathing into your chest?" It was a simple question. I went, "That's how you breathe, isn't it?" She went, "No, it's not." I went, "Oh, what?" So after a long discussion, we found out I was breathing into my chest rather than into my diaphragm. And breathing into your chest raises your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight. Through learning to breathe into my diaphragm, which activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and relaxation, your rest and digest system, I came off the meds in Costa Rica. How ridiculous is that? In the span of 3 days, I learned to breathe properly and came off medication that I'd been on for years, because I learned how to regulate my nervous system. I know it sounds so dumb.
It's cool. It just shows that medicine isn't the answer to everything.
It does, and it shows the power we have over our bodies just by understanding. So taking those 5 minutes just to breathe into your diaphragm, get a good solid bit of breath in there, it can save your life. So I've got a question. If your body is sabotaging your success, is it possible it's actually trying to save your life? What I mean by that is, what is your body afraid will happen if you actually reach the goal you're chasing?
I think it's probably trying to save my life, as in give me a longer life expectancy. I don't think it's trying to save my life in terms of everything that I think I need in the modern world. Like things that I need, like whether my body likes it or not, I need to earn enough to buy a house. I need to earn enough to make sure my girlfriend doesn't have to work when we have kids. I need to earn enough to where I can replace her car as and when it breaks, because it always breaks.
So it's the differentiation between the animal side and the tangible, rational human side, which is the human needs to achieve this, but the body needs this.
Yeah. Like if I was just to go or take one step further, if I can stress myself to the point where I can buy a ranch, then I can just live like a hunter-gatherer, and then my nervous system will be a lot more relaxed.
I disagree. I think you'd find a new way to dysregulate your nervous system, a new thing to stress over.
Well, I'd have to go hunting bison. That would be quite stressful.
Well, yeah, this is it. I think you'd just find new ways to feel overwhelmed. I think the body gets used to a certain state, and if your body is used to that hypersensitivity, the slight dysregulation, it's going to struggle. So high-level success feels like danger to a system that grew up in instability, and maybe for someone that grew up in stability, safety feels a little bit dangerous as well. So you have to be constantly working towards more and better and new things. It's a real difficult one because the nervous system is something we have some sort of control over. But when it sets the pace, not your ambition, it's difficult. And it can feel like a limiting factor for people. But you've got to work in tandem with your body and your mind and your soul and your spiritual body rather than at odds with it. Because the body can, collapse under its own intensity. And growth will ignore that.
Yeah. It's the importance of investing wisely so you can take some time off. So that when your job is outcome-based, you don't need to always be creating the thing that will lead to the outcome.
So I suppose, how do we step towards growth? What are possible solutions? And this is going to be, really difficult. I suppose a question you could ask yourself is, does this goal make me feel expansive or constricted?
That's good. I do have an additional
Please do,
thing
jump in.
to that. Is when I get burnt out, it's usually because I'm stressed. I'm usually stressed because I'm trying to think about the 4,000 things. If you can box those 4,000 things into like 3 different categories, you can trick your brain into thinking I've only got 3 things to think about. So it reduces your stress. And is that compartmentalizing again that I'm promoting? But
who knows? Who knows?
I'm just fundamentally not developed. But yeah, like if I can put all Will Taylor stuff goes in this box of stress, all Beneath the Noise stuff goes in this box of stress, all home life goes into this box of stress, all future goals goes into this box. And then I can just decide, okay, right now I'm going to tap into the will line. I can just think about any problems to do with will, rather than having to deal with all of them at the same time. And then,
well, there's different ways to handle stress, which is really what you're suggesting, which would help regulate your nervous system, which is true. Managing your stress is super important. So to jump on the back of like prioritizing workload, a lot of people do the how to prioritize. It's the urgent, not urgent, important, not important dialogue, which is if something's urgent and important, do it first, get it done. If something's important but not urgent, schedule it, make sure you got the time for it. If something is urgent but not important, delegate it, get someone else to do that. And if it's not urgent and not important, don't do it. It's pushed to the side. But I think what I like when it comes to, you're trying to manage stress and you've got all these 4,000 things you suggested, is when you try and look at 4,000 things, you're going to feel overwhelmed. It's going to feel too much. So you've got to just pick things that you can do easily and quickly. Pick the easy wins in my mind. I've always liked this analogy of you can't hold like 100 kg in your hands. But you can take one thing at a time and you can pick that up. Okay, I can do that. And you can pick another thing up. Okay, I can do that. And you build the strength, you build the rigidity. But really how to sort of manage your nervous system is you've got to manage your stress. So that's a combination of physical habits, mental techniques, social support, while also addressing the root cause, which I know sounds extremely overwhelming and completely time consuming. I think it was Andrew Huberman that joked, being a perfectly well-rounded human's really easy. If you eat 3 healthy meals a day and you exercise twice a day with 3 long runs a week, and then, you have good social time with friends, you have a job that fulfills you, just goes on and on and on. It's like, well, yeah, it sounds easy on paper. But when you break it down, regular exercise is going to help. Eating well, regular sleep. Practice relaxation, mindfulness, grounding, engage in hobbies. It's going to be a mental and emotional boost for you. And when it comes to social, like you've said, connect with people that fill your cup, not people that drain it. Managing stress is, likely where you got to start. It's a tough thing. And I suppose the vision for you when it comes to personal development, growth, whatever it might be, is you want to move towards sustainable high performance, where you stop redlining and start moving at a pace that allows you to actually enjoy the success when it arrives.
Yeah, need to learn that one.
How do you think you could implement that in your life? And not if I knew I would do it, but a legitimate, how can I implement sustainable high performance that's easy and consistent and allows you to enjoy the success when it arrives? I'll give you some suggestions that I think I've noticed in you.
Yeah, please.
I think regular breaks with your partner make the world of difference. When I've seen you when you've come back from Wales, Prague, and it'll be interesting to see how you are when you come back from Cornwall, you come with a little bit more freedom, a little bit more air inside you, a little bit more spring in your step because you feel rejuvenated. I think 1, it's because of where you've gone. 2, it's stepping away ever so slightly from the work. And 3, I think it's with someone that you love and you care for.
Yeah, I agree. There's just stuff that needs to be done.
But I think there's always going to be things that need to be done.
Yeah.
Always. There's always something that needs to be done.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I notice it myself. But Soph doesn't get every weekend off, so we can't go for a weekend away every weekend, unfortunately.
It doesn't need to be every weekend. It can be, I think Jay Shetty, famous podcaster, suggests to do it once every 6 weeks, once a month. You just go away, no phones, no connection, just with you and someone that's deeply important to you.
Yeah, no, I think it's worth trying. Worst case, I have a holiday. Best case, I have a holiday. And I'm not stressed.
I can hear the sarcasm in your voice.
No,